Hello, and welcome to icTech's webinar. Today, we'll focus on Microsoft Word and icTools for MILSTD templates. My name is Alex Willemsons, and I am part of the business development team. We'll be joined today by Pradeep Jain, who is the founder and chief content architect at icTech. We'll also be joined by Mark Erdl, who's one of our expert project managers. icTech specializes in working with our customers to implement solutions focused on document workflow automation. Two key pieces of that are artificial intelligence and intelligent content. We're going to review and demonstrate those components later in the webinar. While this webinar is focused on MILSTD templates, we have worked with many customers to implement solutions that automate their document workflow. These customers range from government agencies, universities, publishers, research institutions, and many more. Each of these customers have had compliance standards or unique business rules for their documents and their document workflow. Our products enable our customers to transform their publishing workflows, resulting in decreased costs and reducing publishing time. One of our customers, the U.S. Air Force Departmental Publishing Office, said that after implementing our products, they were able to save over 60% costs and reduce publishing time from 29 to 11 days. Now, why does icTech work on document workflow automation? Well, traditionally, document workflows are complex and time-consuming. The content that fills these documents needs to be created by a subject matter expert. But before the document is delivered, it must be converted into a finished XML product. This split in expertise, along with the limited access to editing tools, leads to excess rounds of proofing. Here's an example of an editing tool. The technical writer needs to fill in the information they received from the technician or engineer. In certain workflows, the technical writer needs to support many departments and projects. And since the use of the tool is limited to those with expertise with a compliance standard and XML, this creates a bottleneck. This is where icTools from icTech is different. icTools allows our customers to do more with their existing resources, saves additional costs, and reduces publishing time. Our software is easily accessible in Microsoft Word, and is configured to your specific industry standard and allows for multiple outputs. Because our product is based in Word, you're able to leverage the advancements that come from Microsoft, including Copilot, to further enhance your workflow and output. Now, as we covered earlier, icTools can benefit many organizations looking to automate their document workflow. In a few minutes, Mark and I will show you a demonstration of our product using a MILSTD 40051 example. It will show how a company publishing the technical publications by technical writers, technicians, and engineers can easily comply with MILSTD 40051 and publish clean and finished XML. By the end of this demonstration, you will see why some of our customers say that our software is a game changer. I'm now going to hand off the presentation to Pradeep, our founder and chief content architect.
Thank you. So I would like to talk a little bit about MILSTD 40051, Microsoft Word, Word templates, and our icTools software. So first of all, 40051, those of you submitting the tech manuals are very likely familiar with this. There are two components to it. One is the interactive electronic, the item version, and then the second one is for the page-based manuals. And then the handbook that actually specifies the XML is 2361. Now, we are all very familiar with Microsoft Word and templates, and that's one of our innovation here that we're going to share in this webinar. But also how our software icTools creates the XML from the Word templates. So icTools is a plugin to Microsoft Word, and it supports the XML that's required by the MILSTD 40051 using the Word templates. I'm also happy to share that we have the ATO, the authority to operate, um, for the Air Force publications and for the Army publications. These are actually admin pubs. And then the clients that we are working with, we have the certifications from their IT departments. It's Microsoft Word plugin software that operates on your own computers, and you do not need to deliver any documents to us. Now, Word work packages and Microsoft Word templates. So, as you know, in the 40051, there are hundreds of different types of work packages, and the XML for them is pretty well specified. So, here in the webinar today, we are going to take the example of the maintenance work package, but just a few other uh, so that you can relate to. So, you have lubrication instructions work package, or you have the service upon receipt, or you have the user fitting instructions work package. What we can do is we can map these work packages into Microsoft Word template for seamless and compliant XML generation. This is what we're going to demonstrate in the webinar. Now let's take a quick look at the MILSTD itself and the work package XML. So this is the 40051 latest version. And then we have the MILSTD, the MIL handbook, which I can actually go to the beginning. And let's quickly do a search for the maintenance work package. So the maintenance work package here begins on page 867. And let's take a quick look at it. So there is all of the elements specified on what needs to come and how is it tagged. And that's our guide for creating templates. Of course, your rules, depending upon what type of equipment you're manufacturing and what types of technical manuals you're submitting, that's all taken into consideration in creating the templates. Now, what is so exciting about it? Well, everyone in the defense industrial base has Microsoft Word, whether DoD prime contractors or subcontractors. We hear from subcontractors that they have to occasionally prepare manuals that they have to submit to their primes, and they need to do it in the 40051 compliant format. They don't have the software, they have to outsource it. So, this actually makes it much easier for everyone. Creating Microsoft Word templates is pretty easy. You can create them on your own, and we can simply help, or we can also, of course, create the templates for you. And then our icTools software, which is a plugin to Microsoft Word, it would create the compliant XML. Now, what we have seen from our customers is that it can save 6 to 8 hours of time per document. And that is why we are so excited that this could change things from the defense industrial base, faster submission to LDAC, time saving, cost saving, and all of that. With that, I would like to pass on to Mark for the demonstration and explanation of the software.
Our demonstration is going to show a workflow for creating a maintenance work package for changing oil on a lawnmower. Our expert technician is Paul, and he is tasked with writing the instructions for changing the oil. He will use a Microsoft Word template to fill in the needed information. The template is a .docx file, and you can have as many templates as you want. They're just ordinary Word document, and anyone with a knowledge of Microsoft Word, which is most of us, can create a template. And we would be glad to help you create templates as well. The template, of course, encourages consistency of content and ease of use. After Paul completes his work, he will pass it on to the tech writer, Alex, who will continue processing and generate the XML automatically. Let's go ahead and open up the template. And again, you can develop whatever template works best for you. This template has placeholder text that Paul could either use, replace, or delete as needed. The Word template has an opening section for the work package title and the work package number. Again, we have placeholder text in here. Then you have some metadata information. Then you have initial setup tables, again, with some placeholder text that either use, delete, or replace. And special tools, materials, parts, material requirements planning, personnel required, references, equipment condition. And then we have maintenance task procedures. And the first task is remove. And we have placeholders for warning, caution, note text, a figure title, steps. Again, you could build whatever template that you want. Install section, assemb, disassemb, inspect, align, follow on maintenance, and the end of the package. So the technician, Paul, would have opened this template, filled it out, saved it, and sent it on to the tech writer. So let's jump to the template Paul has been working on. So Paul's been working on that template. He's almost finished with it. And let's see what he's completed and then make a few additional changes as you adjust to the template. So we have title, work package number, and for some reason, Paul has left the portion mark empty, and we're going to pass the document along to the tech writer with that issue. The other metadata. And then under tools, let's go ahead and add another tool item here. And the link number and the item is a funnel. You have a special tool as well that we're going to add. And this is a clean cloth with Mr. Fix-It logo. That's what makes it special. All right, don't have to add anything here. We will add to the material requirements planning. And put in this information. And this is going to be an oil filter. And tab over and put in the 1. Paul's already filled in some of this information. Again, we're just adding some additional information as we go back through the template. You can leave items, these tables empty. You do not have to remove them. And here we have a remove task. And there's some warning text in here, and let's go ahead and add some additional warning text. Hot oil can cause severe burns. Allow engine to cool completely before proceeding with oil change. And Paul's already put in steps here. He's got 5 steps before caution, another step. A figure, we do need to put a figure name in here, and we'll just call this engine. And the install task with steps. And what Paul does is decide that add oil if necessary is another step. Doesn't number it, and we'll let the tech writer catch that and see what he does. All right, end of task, follow on maintenance, end of the work package. So that's the end of his job. Paul saves his work. He has used the template to fill in the information. Now the technical writer will use this Word document to continue the workflow. So Alex, I'm going to pass off the next section of this demonstration to you.
Thanks, Mark. Now that the technician or subject matter expert has filled in the template, I'm going to demonstrate what icTools can do. When you install our Intelligent Content tool, the Intelligent Content tab will appear in Word. I'm going to open that up now. All right, now the ribbon that opens up is designed to flow from left to right. Following that pattern, we're going to start with pre-checks. Now when I click pre-checks, this pane opens up on the left. All right, it lists several items that the checks are going to look for and identify. I'm going to leave everything checked for now. I'm going to click run. All right, the pre-check is complete. Now when I look back at this pane here, I can see at least two issues, a text box and a floating image. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this first blue link, all right, and it's going to highlight here this text box. So for whatever reason, it's there. Maybe someone wanted to leave a note or someone thought they needed it at some point, but now it's not needed, so we're going to delete it. All right. Now we're going to go to the next issue, which is this floating image. So I'm going to click the blue link again, and it's going to bring me down here further in the document where there's this image. Now, a lot of times in these technical documents, there's going to be images. They could be pictures, drawings, whatever is going to be needed to help show the user of this document the information that they need. So what we can do in this case, the issue isn't that there's an image, it's that it's a floating image. So we're going to go to wrap text, and we're going to make it in line with the text. All right, now I'm going to do, I'm going to click pre-checks again, run it again. Now we can see there's no blue links, no errors, no issues. We're good to go there. Now we're going to move over to the right. The next button is tag document. So I'm going to click that. It's going to take a second to tag. Now we can see when that finishes, it's going to automatically open up this compliance checks pane on the left. At this time, I'm also going to click the structure button, and that's going to open up this structure pane on the right. All right. Now, since we tagged the document, what we're going to be able to see here on the structure pane is the hierarchical relationship between all the tags. So for example, within change history here, I'm going to double click change history. You can see in the actual document, it highlights this information here, and it also bolds the tags underneath the change history. That includes author, date, and status, and you can see here, tech writer, date, status. Right, now we're going to take a look at some other things real quick while we have the structure pane open. As we move further down in the document, we can see several tables. Those tables are also tagged here. So this first table, the tools table, if I double click that, it's going to highlight the entire table. It's going to show me the title and the table are tagged. All right, we have several other tables there as well. Once we get past these tables, we're going to see the actual maintenance task sections. All right, so for example, this section here, now there's going to be several components within this section here. All right, so if I double click this warning in the pane, it's going to highlight this warning section. All right, that includes this title and these different parts here, followed by these steps 1 through 5, but as we can see, there's also a 6th step with a caution in between. As you can see here, the software has properly tagged the caution, not as a step, but as its own entity. All right, as we continue down, here's the image we had to deal with before. Because we corrected in the pre-checks the layout of the image, we can see here that a figure is called out with the title and ID being distinctly tagged. In reference to the image, we can also see these callouts here. So if I double click callout in the structure tag, in the structure pane, we can see the associated figure and the label. We can see here a separate maintenance task that has its own structure. Now what I'm going to do is go back to the top of the document, and I'm going to run these compliance checks. All right. Now, like before, when the software detects issues, it's going to create a blue link here. However, because we have tagged the document, there's going to be more than one ways to find the issue. The first way I'll show you is through the structure pane here. Most tagged items have 2 green check marks, meaning they're compliant. However, if a section includes a non-compliant tag, or something is incorrectly tagged or not tagged at all, there will be this yellow check mark. A red X will be next to the section that has the issue. So we can see here this metadata section has the red X. Now, same if I click on this blue link, it'll take me to the metadata section. Now what I can see is there's service branch, but there is no portion mark because it was left blank. I'm going to fill in that information there. I'm going to retag the document so I can show you the difference. Now I'm going to run update the compliance checks. I'm going to open up the structure. We can now see there is one issue on the compliance checks, and we can see now that above service branch is portion mark. It was not there before, it's there now because we've entered in the data. Now we're going to take a look at the second issue. All right, so within this list of steps here, we can see there's one line that's currently tagged as a note, but the system understands that that's not correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick fix. All right. And what I'm going to do is re-tag the document. I'm going to run the update. No issues appear. And towards the bottom here, if I double click in the structure again, that's going to take me to and highlight the specific tag content. We can see that now it's all step 11, 12, 13. No incorrect note tagging is present anymore. Now that I've gone through the compliance checks, the next step is going to be to press this XML button. Now when I click it, XML is going to be generated. And what I'm going to do now is wait. All right, now at the bottom we can see here it says XML generated successfully. I'm going to go to the location that this document is saved. And now I can see that a new document appears, and I'm going to open it up. And what I'm going to do is do a quick change so we can view this a little easier. Right, now this is the XML that was generated from the template that we just fixed that Mark, as a subject matter expert, filled out. We can see the Paul Fixit name, the date. Right, we can start seeing some of these items that were in the tables here. All right, now we're going to hit the maintenance task section, and we can start seeing the warnings, the steps. All right. Here is where you can see the caution is in between these steps here. We can see the next maintenance task here with all the steps. Step 12 here was where we fixed it earlier. All right, so now you can see that from the technician using Microsoft Word, they were able to enter all the content into the template. Someone in a tech writer position was able to review the template for errors. They were able to check the actual content to make sure everything was good. And then by simply pressing a button, they were able to generate this compliant XML that can be now entered into whatever the next software or review process is in your document workflow. All right, now we're going to head into our Q&A section. All right, first question up. You're offering templates for MIL standard 40051. Are you offering templates for other types of documents? The initial answer is yes. Now we're going to be able to show you a list of some of the other templates we're able to provide some of our other customers. I'm going to quick switch over to our website. Under our resources tab, we have a number of case studies here. If we go to the Air Force case study, we're able to see a list of documents here, including policy directives, mission directives, guidance memorandums, inter-service publications, operating instructions. We've got supplements, pamphlets, and installation publications. Now this list here shows a wide variety of internal and external documents, and each of these has different formats and compliance requirements. So what we were able to do is create a template for each of these. Now, if I show you the Army case study as well, here's also a list of documents that we used and provided templates for. Army regulations, Department of the Army pamphlets, general orders, Army directives, Department of the Army memorandums, and all Army activities documents. In this case, for the Army, we were able to have our software replace Arbortext as their publishing solution. So as you can see, there's quite a wide array of documents that we can create templates for or help you create your own templates. All right, I think we're going to move on to the next question.
All right, you talk about 6 to 8 hours of time saving per document. Can you explain how? So using icTools with Word templates, that will help ensure consistency because you got the templates, and those will save time for the manual data entry and all the tedious copy and paste that has to be done. icTools also includes those built-in validation tools to ensure quality and also to ensure that you are meeting the MIL standard 40051 compliance requirements. So templates will help you minimize errors, reduce the time spent on manual quality checks, and it just reduces the repetitive and time-consuming tasks. For example, XML tagging, which I think is a huge benefit, that's done automatically on the click of a button. And then you have compliance checks as well, ensuring quality. So this reduces the need for templates, reduce the need for manual intervention, and allows your employees to focus more on critical tasks.
Excellent. All right, we're going to head over to the next question now.
Okay, I'll take that one. So the question is, we are a subcontractor to DoD primes. We occasionally need tech manuals in 40051 format. Can you do that? The short answer is yes, we can help. We do have some resources that can help with the tech manuals. Now, it would be best actually if your staff does the technical writing and we focus on the XML. they can write in Word, and we can focus on the 40051 tagging. Now, it's also important to know the level of security clearance that's required for your documents. We do have some resources with the security clearance, but they are very limited. Next
right.
question then.
All right, let me bring that up.
Okay, that one also I'll take. What is your pricing model? So we offer the software with the SaaS, the software as a subscription model. And what that means in this situation is that it's priced based on the number of users that you have in your organization, technicians and technical writers. Now, so there's the software pricing. And then on top of that, any professional services such as template development or customization that's needed, that's separately priced based on the level of effort. Okay, the next question is, we need security cleared professionals to do this job. We need to make sure that nothing leaves our systems. Do we need any servers for using your software? So I would say that's actually one good thing about our software that DoD and the DoD primes like, because it can run in a completely disconnected mode. It doesn't require any servers, and your documents remain completely on your computers. They don't go anywhere.
Okay, let's get the next question. I'll take this one real quick. All right, can you explain how you achieve 10% or more reduction in contractor costs? All right, so through icTools and our software, we're able to automate routine and repetitive tasks. All right, and it also reduces the amount of time that contractors are going to need to spend on document creation and management. All right, so this means fewer billable hours, all right, in order to complete the same amount of work. So through the customizable templates, this is going to ensure consistency and adherence to standards when you're actually writing and filling in the templates. This is going to reduce the time contractors or even your internal folks are going to spend on formatting and layout adjustments. All right, I can do this next one as well. Beyond the XML, what else does your software offer for DoD contractors? So as we've touched on before, the icTools, in addition to actually producing the XML, is going to be able to perform several rounds of those validation checks to make sure your documents are compliant. Now, these checks scan for errors and inconsistencies and help identify any formatting issues. These automated checks are going to reduce the time you would otherwise spend reviewing your documents. And previously, that would have to be a very manual task. Now, with the software, that's going to be able to decrease the amount of time finding and fixing these errors is going to take. Then our tool is also going to assist with formatting. That includes applying necessary styles and layouts to make sure your documents are professional and consistent.
Okay, so the next question, I'll take that. Our IT is strict about screening new software. Will icTools pass their compliance requirements? The answer is we have the certificate of approval from the Army and from the Air Force and from DoD prime contractors. That goes up to the secret level of clearance, and we don't see any issues in getting a similar type of certificate for your organization. Now, if your organization requires like a top secret or higher level clearance, we'll have to go a step up, and we are happy to do that. We realize that might take a while, but we'll happily do the work that's needed for it.
All right, this question here, what type of XML expertise does the tech writer need to generate XML So the software automatically generates the MILSTD standard 40051 compliant XML right on a click of a button. Even though that's automatically generated, the tech writer should have good enough familiarity with XML because they will need to review and finalize that automatically generated XML. On the other hand, the technicians who are the experts in their field will do the writing using the templates, but they don't need to know anything about XML. And that's a good thing. So Alex, I think we can move on to the last slide. So we do invite you to talk to us about your project by sending an email to the address that you see there, hello@ictech.com. And do feel free to reach out to contact us. We would really enjoy answering your questions and hopefully being able to help you out. I think we are done with our webinar. And again, we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.